Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I'm showing you a variety of ways that you can use fondant to decorate a cake. If you want some beginner-friendly tips to help unleash your creativity, be sure to watch till the end. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe. Well, for beginners, you need to have some fondant tools to start working with. If you're new working with fondant, start by using a store-bought one. Start off with greasing your hands with vegetable shortening or just some coconut oil and knead it to make it pliable. Finally, we roll down the fondant, and you might want to dust the surface with powdered sugar before you start. I use guides to roll fondant to consistent thickness, then I cut the shapes. I use a fondant smoother to smooth out its edges. And for the rest of the fondant that we are not going to use now, I'm just going to put it in a plastic bag so that it doesn't dry out. Here I'm taking a white colored vanilla flavored fondant and rolling it into a thicker consistency. Cut out the excess, and for that I'm using a spatula. We are going to create a book out of it. Just give some accents with the help of spatula or different kind of tools. Just use anything in your kitchen. Be creative at this point. To create an overlay, just tap it with some water and it's done. There you go. You can always use a white colored fondant and put some gel based coloring in it. Grease your hands and knead it into a dough. You can add more color if you want, but here I just need a light green color, so I'm not using a lot of it. And we are going to form into a book. Using the same steps, I'm going to roll it down, cut out the axis, and it's done. For this, I will be using a different sort of tool to give accent of pages. Just like that. For cake beginners struggling to write a message on a cake with cream, fondant text is a great way to begin with. It's a great alternative. It gives a neat look. You can have these different letters and numbers and smooth out its edges and let it dry before you put it on a cake. Here I'm also cutting some circles because we need to make a painting board at the end. And for the rest, I'm just making it out, rolling it out actually, and to make a crayon or a pencil color maybe. So that's very easy. We're going to do the same with the blue colored one. If it's a little dry, add some vegetable shortening in your hands and knead it. You need to get it into a good temperature to work with. I'm doing the same with the blue one, cutting out some letters and some numbers. For decorating a cake, biscuit cutters or fondant cutters are also a great alternative. You just have these shapes and you put out the accents on the cake, and there you go. So we are going to cut out some shapes, and for the windows and doors I'm going to use a white colored fondant. Well, if you have a black and a white fondant in your home, you're good to start with. You just need to buy some food colors and then you can make it into any color you want. You just need to be creative. So I'm going to make tires of this bus out of black colored, and make sure to dust your surface with some powdered sugar. You can also use cornstarch. because here you can see that it's a little wet and it's sticking to my hands. So I'm making a black board here. We'll just use black fondant, and for the edges I'm going to use a brown color. So remember, if you are using a dark colored gel color, before kneading you need to put some vegetable shortening in your hands, because then it's just going to grease your hands. Also, you can wear gloves, but I find that working without gloves is easier. The color usually fades in about a day. Just add more color whenever you want. We're going to make a painting board. Stick out all the colors on it, and then finally make a brush. There, look how easy it is. It's very easy to form overlays on a fondant. You can also work with inlays. Just cut out the sides for the board over here. And again, we are doing an outlay over here. Just put everything on the top. The black one is a little sticky to work with, so I'm not adding any water. It just sticks as it is. So there it is. Look how easy it is to form a blackboard. Here I have some white fondant, adding some brown to it and giving it a light brown sort of shade. I wasn't satisfied with how the crayons turned out, so I'm making it into color pencils now. So I wanted to write something on the board, like just some random numbers. It's just handwriting, so it does not need to be pretty. So another way to decorate a cake with a fondant is by using silicone molds. They're easily available in the market and you can use them to form any sort of shapes. So look, here I have a silicone mold. I'm going to make stars out of it. Just roll it out and cut out the axis. And the other way is to just pour it inside and cut out the axis from the mold. Just like that. You can also use some star-shaped nozzles to form different stars, or some cookie cutters. Here I'm just rolling out different colors and cutting out stars to give different accents on the cake. So here I'm making an apple. It's all very tiny, so I'm not using any molds or cutters for it. I'm just doing it with my hands, cutting out leaves and just sticking it all with water. Look at how cute it turned out. You can also take two colored fondants and just roll them together to give a marble-like look. Here I have a pink marble-like texture. I'm putting some carvings on it, just putting some writings on it and making it look like a Schultüte. So that's all. Now I'm going to take out the cake from the fridge. I've covered it with buttercream and just using a silicone mold, I'm placing some pearls at the end, a pearl-like texture at the end. It gives borders to the cake, it gives a neat look, and that's it. So what I've done is taken out the cake out of the refrigerator 30 minutes before I'm placing everything. That's why I don't need to put any glue or water to stick fondant to the cake. Everything just sticks so well to the buttercream over here. We can put it back into the refrigerator once it's set. Fondant is super easy to texture and it holds its shape really well when it's dried. It's so versatile to work with. So do let me know in the comment section below how you plan to use fondant on your next cake. If you have learned anything so far, do give my video a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.